Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are celebrating something so special. I am outside of the Parkview Mural Center celebrating 20 years of Go Red for Women. The American Heart Association is also celebrating their centennial 100 years, and their goal is to really provide empowerment to our community, to women, to educate them to know the signs of heart disease and stroke. And on the inside, the luncheon is filled with remarkable speakers, information, and connecting. So let's go red for women.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
When we connect as women, we share, we grow, we learn, we educate. And being educated about the risks of heart diseases and stroke can actually make a difference, right? For all of us. It's a life and death difference.
Strokes can happen to anyone at any age. Globally, about 1 in 4 adults over the age of 25 will have a stroke in their lifetime.
Powerful connections ensure no woman has to do it alone. Going red for each other means that we are fighting this great fight together, and that we can also make a difference in the world. You know, women rule this world. Go red, go red.
Oh yeah.
Go red.
Cardiovascular and stroke issues continue to be the leading cause. It can pose a threat to a woman's heart health during pregnancy and in critical months thereafter. It is important that all stakeholders, families, physicians, health systems, public health departments, and policymakers, that we all unite to improve outcomes for mom and baby.
And joining me now is Alyssa Ivanson, WANE 15's Evening Anchor. Hey there.
Hey, always good to be here.
I know. So we got to MC this event together. It was so amazing being up on the stage, looking at that sea of red.
Oh yeah, it's always a great view from up there. But it's so neat to see so many women and a few men come together to raise awareness and funds for women's heart health and truly making a difference in saving women's lives.
Yes, it's so important for us to be knowledgeable, to understand what the signs and symptoms are, and always just be aware.
That's right. And in women particularly, sometimes the symptoms of a heart attack or a stroke are not what you think, or not like a man. And that's why it's important to explain what those differences are. Sometimes it can feel like indigestion or heartburn, and it's actually a heart attack.
Yes.
So when you feel off, you know your body. Go to the doctor and say, this is not right. And you have to advocate for yourself.
Yeah, advocate for yourself and for others. It's all about sharing this information. When we spoke about some of the signs, like the FAST, right? So the FAST, looking for those signs is something that people don't know about. They don't know about the face drooping, the arm weakness, the speech slurring, and the fact that you have to act quickly.
Right, and that's for the signs of stroke. And call 911 because, you know, paramedics, medical professionals would much rather it be a false alarm than someone having waited too long, and then you have life-altering consequences from having a stroke.
And it was so exciting for us to be here this year because this is the 20th year of Go Red for Women and the 100th year for the American Heart Association. And I know that you have been involved in this event, in this program for so many years. So what does it mean to you to be here during such a monumental time?
First of all, I can't believe that we're celebrating 20 years. I have been at WANE TV for 18 years, and I started probably getting involved with Go Red around my second year or so. So at least 15 years, I think it's safe to say that I've been doing stories with Go Red and telling the stories of survivors of heart attack and stroke, and spreading the awareness of those signs and symptoms, and know your numbers. And it's really cool to see that it's still going, and it's still going strong. And you know, when you put a bunch of women together to do something, we're gonna do it. There's power in that. And to see that today and over the years really is just remarkable.
It is. And you spoke about survivors. And so we got to see some video clips from survivors who actually didn't know what was happening when they were going through the signs. And they're like, what is happening to my body? And they had some pretty traumatic reactions to it because it was almost too late. Almost too late. And so let's take a peek at someone's story.
So every woman matters, and we can make a difference, and we can change that even by today learning something new. So let's take a moment to hear from a young woman who was recently impacted by stroke. Here's the video.
My name is Lindsay Plummer, and I'm married to Spencer Plummer, and we have 4 kids, Cohen, SD, Crew, and Elle. They range from 10 to 2, so we're busy. The date that I had the stroke was on December 23rd of 22. I was wrapping presents like you do as a mom, and I had a lot of vision disturbances. I felt like I was getting a migraine coming on, so I did all my things that I would normally do to help relieve the migraine, and I was not having any luck. So the next day we had went to the emergency room, and they gave me an IV with the migraine medicines to help relieve my symptoms, and I felt a little bit better, so we went home. So we hosted Christmas, and I was still having vision disturbances, so I ended up going to the hospital again, and then they decided to run the scans, and they discovered that I had a stroke and I had an artery dissection. Unfortunately, I lost a lot of my field of vision in my right eye, and just depth perception, so I cannot do driving at night. I have nerve pain in my neck and shoulders. I'm on a ton of medication. I'm hoping that I can gradually taper off, but some of them I'll have to be on for the rest of my life. I would say I feel like we as women know our bodies very well. Trust your instinct. Like, don't just push off things that you think may be minimal or like they would go away. Definitely make sure that you are checked out and that you take things seriously. I never realized that migraines were as dangerous as they were, and you know, I would love to be able to prevent someone from having what I had.
Ooh, that was so impactful, and it's just like a wow story there. Right. In addition to hearing from survivors, we also heard from some amazing speakers, doctors that hit the stage to share more. And first up was Dr. Tamika.
That's right, and she talked about the importance of hands-only CPR.
When someone suffers from a cardiac arrest, the following minutes are crucial for their survival. We have about 5 minutes of oxygen in our blood when we first collapse. Doing hands-only CPR will circulate that oxygenated blood through our system and keep our brain and vital organs alive.
And joining me now is Dr. Tamika Rosema. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Great, thank you.
Yeah, so share with me your position.
Yeah, I'm a pediatric cardiologist at Riley here located in Fort Wayne.
And so what is your focus in your practice?
My focus is on pediatric patients that are either born with heart conditions or that they go on to develop heart conditions for a myriad of reasons in their short period of time as a pediatric patient.
Yeah, and that really shows the journey that this disease kind of takes. It can be from youth all the way up to adults. And today we are here for Go Red for Women to just bring that awareness. So how does this event impact your industry?
Yeah, so you wouldn't normally think pediatrics and Go Red for Women, but women are moms and they have kids, and so we want them to be healthy, to be around to not only take care of their children, but some of the conditions that women can have serious long-term effects from can also be present in their children. And so it is so important for the moms to know why they have it and if it impacts their kids, and that's where we as pediatric cardiologists can come alongside and help diagnose and treat and hopefully change their future as well.
Yes, absolutely. And you spoke about the hands-on approach or hands-only approach. And really, we all can play a part in recognizing the signs and being available and equipped to handle it. So tell me about hands-only.
So hands-only CPR is that you only need your hands to truly save a life. So if somebody goes down, the appropriate response is to go over to them, make sure that they're not responsive, and then to start CPR with your hands. We are not talking about rescue breathing. And while you are doing that, having somebody go find an AED or external automated defibrillator, and that's what can help shock the heart as well. So the focus from the AHA is hands-only CPR can save lives.
It absolutely can. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
And we also had an opportunity to hear from Dr. Sherry Franklin, who just won the Remarkable Woman of the Year.
That's right. She is such a powerful force in this town, and it was such an honor to tell Dr. Sherry's story as a remarkable woman of Northeast Indiana. But she also was the chairperson for Go Red for this year's event, and she's been passionate about women's heart health for years, since becoming a physician, working in her dad's practice, growing into her to her time as a doctor, and noticing in her residency, she said, that women weren't being recognized the same as men when they would come in with signs of a heart attack. And she wanted to do something about it, and she is. And so it was really great to hear from her and see her here today too.
Yes, let's take a look at that.
This movement is personally important to me because I've seen too many women be turned away when they were actually having an active heart attack. For 2 decades, Go Red for Women has been saving and improving women's lives by advancing equitable research and care, advocating for inclusive health policies, and educating and empowering women on how they can take control of their health.
And joining me now is Dr. Sherry Franklin, who is a family physician here in Fort Wayne and has served our community for 23 years. Hi, Dr. Sherry.
Hi, Jessica.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Doing well. What an amazing event. I mean, the Sea of Red was beautiful. Women coming together to learn, to connect, to grow. And this year you were the executive chair. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So tell me about that experience of putting together such a dynamic event for the centennial year of American Heart Association.
Yes, it's the centennial year for the American Heart Association, and it's the 20th anniversary of Go Red for Women.
Yeah.
Because what they found was that women did not realize that heart disease is the #1 killer of women.
Yes.
1 in 3 women will die from heart disease. So this first started to inform women about that fact. Not breast cancer, not any of the top 3 cancers combined kill more women than heart disease.
Right. Which is incredible. And the thing about it is the symptoms are very common to just normal things you might feel, and you don't know that it has to do with heart disease or stroke. And so what are a few things that people should really look out for just in their daily lifestyle that may be an indicator that something's not quite right?
Right, because women, we're the experts on our own bodies. And so if your baseline, if you have moved from that baseline, if you're feeling a little more fatigued, if you're not able to do your normal daily activities, sometimes women have that atypical symptom of having pain between their shoulder blades. So just some of those things can be heart disease, and it's better to get it checked and be safe than sorry.
Yes, absolutely. We have to stay proactive in this journey. And so with Go Red for Women celebrating 20 years, what do you feel is the true impact of this event for our community?
I think it's just to get the education out there. To when you see that red pen, ask your girlfriend, do you know your numbers? Do you know? Have you been to the physician this year? Because things can change. So I myself, I go and get my numbers, and when I know that everything's good, I feel better. I have a better day. And as a physician, if it's that impactful for me, it should be all women need to do this.
Right,
Yes.
absolutely. And what do you feel are some key lifestyle changes that women should consider, and at what age should they kind of make that switch?
Well, my daughter at 10 years old is already making the switch. So cutting back on some of the meat consumption, adding more fruits and vegetables, get moving, get off the couch, get moving, do your physical activity, make sure your BMI is in normal range. All of these factors are important. As we talked about the essential 8, we want all women to know that and do that. I said we should give out a special t-shirt when you've done all your essential 8, and you can wear it like a badge of honor.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And so I cannot let you go without congratulating you for being the winner of the Remarkable Woman of the Year for WANE 15. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
that was an incredible honor.
Yes, so let's
Unexpected.
talk about it, because you have been acknowledged for your work in our community for so long, and the way that you give, and you're a huge family. You give to your family, you give to your community, and you give to your work. How do you balance it all?
You know, I say it's God and having a good partner. Dietrich is such a great partner, and when I'm lacking, he can step in and pick up, and vice versa. I think it really takes that, because raising kids is not easy, and you have to have somebody that you can communicate well with, and they can see when you need help, and you can see if they need help, and just working well together.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your work today, and congratulations on such a successful event.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being here.
Yes.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Women who experience menopause at an earlier age have a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Years after this stage has taken place is called postmenopause. Due to trends in overall life expectancy, many women will spend up to 40% of their lives postmenopausal.
Joining me now is Dr. Stephanie Sublett, who is an OBGYN. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Good. What an amazing event, right?
Yes, it's incredible.
It is. And you were our speaker today, and you gave so much great information about heart health, specifically to moms, specifically to women, to start to identify those signs and symptoms. So why is an event like this so important to women?
Well, an event like this is so important because heart health affects all women, and it's the silent killer. Cardiovascular disease is going to affect 1 in 3 women. So that's an astonishing statistic. 1 in 3 women will die of cardiovascular disease at some point in their life. So being an advocate for women's health and seeing women every day, it is something that I don't feel like anyone is free from.
Right, absolutely. And as women have to really focus on their heart health, specifically when they are pregnant, when they are wanting to be pregnant, what are a couple of tips that you have to women that they can start to monitor their health and really make sure that their heart is healthy?
Yeah, so, obviously it's really important to always go in for a preconception visit. So, the best time to get care is actually before you're pregnant, especially if you have risk factors or if you are worried about your heart health. Going in to see your OBGYN before you get pregnant is key. And then they're able to work together with your cardiologist if you have one, if you need additional specialists involved in your care team. But that preconception visit is really important.
It is. And so you have this wonderful private practice called Lily V, and you really launched it to help more specific niches of women. So can you give me an overview of Lily V?
Yes. So Lily V started really as something focused on helping women in the postpartum period, something I'm very passionate about. So I offer postpartum services to moms, and we focus on breastfeeding medicine as well as perinatal mental health and overall postpartum wellness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Sublett.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wow, that was so much good information that she shared. And today was such a powerful day. I just feel inspired.
It is. And, heart disease and stroke, the number one killer of women, more than all cancers combined. But it is largely preventable.
It is.
Know your family history, know your risk factors, know your numbers, have a healthy lifestyle change. It's not 100% preventable, but you can really lower your risk and empower yourself with that knowledge. And that's what's encouraging, is it can be very scary, but we also have the power to take control of it.
Yeah, we do. And like you said, 1 in 3 women will develop this disease. And that number is just so shocking, but we are aware of those numbers. We can make a change now, and it's not too late. So I think one of my biggest takeaways is just lifestyle change. What are you putting in your body? Are you actually pumping that heart and getting that exercise in? Even though I do not like to exercise, I gotta do it. And so, and just eating right. Dr. Sherry had mentioned eliminating some meats, making sure that you're just aware of just your numbers.
And to start a conversation with your physician now, so that you know what is specific to you and your body and your family history, so that you can be making those life-changing and life-saving actions now.
Yeah. Right now. Right now is the time. So we want to encourage you to have this conversation with your friends, with all of the women in your life, your sister, your mother, and beyond. Because sometimes this information sounds like, oh, I know it, but do we really know it? Do we know what FAST stands for? Do we know about hands-only CPR? Do we know about symptoms and signs to look out for? Have this ongoing conversation, and it will save a life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for joining me.
Pleasure to be here.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15.